Greetings, this is Edwin Schmier with Rotational Labs with a brief demo of the TRISA Global Directory Service version 1.5, which was released in September of 2022. V1.5 is a milestone step towards certificate self-service. Most importantly, it introduces user accounts so member organizations can manage their TRISA certificates and membership. Specifically, it includes a VASP portal with self-service tools, a TRISA dashboard with the ability to receive updates and manage certificates, and an enhanced certificate registration process that includes helper tools to complete the process quickly. For more information about v1.5, please click the link below. So let's go ahead and get started by navigating to vaspdirectory.net. So start by clicking Start Registration, and step 1, create your account. You can log in with your Google credentials or with your email address. After I've logged in, I'm presented with the TRISA dashboard. In the top level navigation bar, you can see my name and profile picture. Next to that is the current organization name, which reads Draft Registration by Edwin Schmier. This is the default and will read this way until I've completed the certificate registration process for either testnet and mainnet. Once that's completed, this will be updated to the organization name. Underneath that, an overview, I'm prompted with a notification to start the registration process. I can do that in one of two ways. I can click Start, or on the left-hand navigation, I can click under Certificate Management and Certificate Registration. Underneath that, you can view mainnet and testnet metrics, and finally, information about your organizational profile with TRISA, which by default will be null until the registration process is complete. So I'll go ahead and start with the registration process by clicking Start, and I'm taken to the registration form. There are instructions at the top with a link to a Getting Started Help Guide. Underneath that, there's a stepper bar to guide you along the process. And you can see there are 5 steps, beginning with basic details, section 1 of the form. You also notice this import file button, which I'll get to at the end of the process. So I'll go ahead by starting the registration process. And select multiple VASP categories as are relevant to your organization. Click Save and Next and move to Legal Person. You are required to supply at least one legal person identifier. You can add additional legal names, local names, and phonetic names. You're also required to supply a geographic address. And select the address type, and you can add additional addresses as needed. Select the country of registration and input your identification number. TRISA recommends the use of LEI numbers, though other types of national identification are permitted. Click Save and Next, move to Contacts. In Section 3 of Contacts, you are required to submit a legal compliance contact and a technical contact. Please note that the email addresses supplied must be valid because TRISA will send a verification email as part of the verification process to ensure that those contacts are valid. The legal contract must also supply a phone number for the verification process. And you can submit the same name for multiple contacts. Moment, administrative and billing contacts are optional. Click Save and Next and move to TRISA implementation, where you have to supply the endpoint and common name for testnet and or mainnet. You can supply both, but at least one is required for a certificate issuance. In this case, I'm only going to submit for testnet. Save and next, and move to the TRISA questionnaire, which asks you for your policies related to KYC and AML compliance. Add jurisdictions, and again, indicate your organization's policies. Add applicable regulations and indicate your data protection policies. Click Save and Next. Before moving on to the submission, there is a review step. Please review all the information prior to moving to the submission step. Note here the Export Data button. If you click this, the data that you supplied in the form will be exported in .json format. And the reason for this is if you wish to download it to your local machine, make changes in the JSON form, and come back, and instead of walking through the entire form again, you just want to upload it, you can go to Basic Details, and again, you can click the Import File button. It will prompt you for the file, and you can upload it. All the fields will be populated based on the JSON form that is uploaded. So going back to the review page, again, you can review all the information that has been supplied, edit as needed, and then you can move to the submission page. Note that I can only submit for testnet because I've only provided a testnet endpoint and common name. Mainnet is blocked because I have not supplied a mainnet endpoint and common name. So I click Submit Testnet Registration. I receive a confirmation as well as the PKCS12 secret that I need to decrypt certificates. I can copy this, and I have to acknowledge that I understand that if I misplace or lose the secret, then the certificates will become invalid, and I must request new certificates. There's an additional prompt for confirmation, and I click Yes. So now if I return to the dashboard, you can see at the top that the current organization name has changed to Bob Bass LLC. You can see a prompt here that says my testnet registration has been submitted. And you can see a prompt to complete for mainnet registration. And finally, the details of my organization are provided. To submit for mainnet, I can click Submit. It will take me to the TRISA form. I have to navigate to TRISA implementation, and I can put in the mainnet endpoint and common name. Save and next. Review the TRISA information. Save and next. Move to the review page. You can see that the mainnet endpoint and common name are now there. Move to the submission page, and now you can see that I can submit for mainnet registration. Again, I'm prompted with a confirmation as well as a secret. I have to acknowledge that I understand that if I misplace it, the certificates are invalid, and I receive another confirmation. If I go back to the overview page, you can see here that there is an indication that my mainnet registration has been submitted. So that's an overview of GDS v1.5 and the self-service tools now available to VASPs. If you have additional questions, please contact us at support@rotational.io. Thank you.